It's a very tough process, and you don't even know what is the circumstance of
I'm
it.
actually doing my best for that my friend who needs me as well, and I'm not telling that.
You know that it's not about you. It's not about a particular friend. It's just a
I'm
phase.
not thinking of how to be diplomatic to you. I'm not thinking of how.
However, right now, let me play the devil's advocate here.
Guys, welcome back to another episode on the Truthandtalespodcast with your favorite host, Yemi and
Victoria.
Yeah, guys, I know it's been a
confess your sins.
I'm just.
Some people,
I don't know what to say.
Some people they jackpot and they forgot about us. Okay, so
honestly,
they forgotten what it means to be humble.
Honestly, you guys.
But what can we do?
I've missed you guys. Like we have missed you guys.
It's Yemi. Yemi is the reason why we have not shot in a long time. She's the one. So you push older. She should go and buy pink cow and red goats to come and appease the gods.
It's not only pink cow and red goats.
It's been such a long time, guys.
I own it.
Yes.
I own it. I know that I've been the busy one. I've been the one that's been occupied due to some reasons. You know,
if you want to know the reason, go and subscribe to our channel, okay? Yemi Ayodeji on YouTube. If you want to know the reason why we've been out, go and subscribe to Yemi's channel, okay?
But let me just tender my apology. Let me tender my apology now that
we'll consider it.
Away, you know. Yes, but if they tell me in the comment section that they need pink goat and
red cow,
what did you say? If they put it there, that's what I'll present you guys.
You guys, so you leave it in the comment section. That's what we want.
You'll be shocked that I will find pink goat. No, you just be there. You'll be shocked.
Why would I be shocked? Just buy it and bring it. That's my own.
Anyway, thank you guys for sticking around. Yeah. Thank you guys. And even Victoria, do you know that we've even added like a lot of subscribers while we were away? Do you know?
Go to our milestone.
Yes. Thank you guys.
We finally hit 1,000 subscribers. Yeah.
I was seeing comments, like we're seeing comments of, you guys watching our previous episodes, leaving your comments, your thoughts. Thank you guys so much. We see you and we appreciate you guys for your love and your support.
Thank you guys.
Even when we're away, I was like really shocked. Like every time I see the comments, I'll just be like, you need to get yourself together. You need to come back. Yeah. But thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And yes, we hit 1,000 subscribers. And I remember that we put it out on our community tab that we were going to celebrate our 1K milestone, and we put up a poll, and you guys, some of you selected the live and some of you selected live and Q&A. And don't worry guys, we are still going to have our live what's it now? We're still going to have the live live. When you guys will also get to ask us your questions, you engage with us, and we just be a fun time. Yes, real time, real time. So if you guys, we're going to announce the dates, like hopefully very soon. So you guys should please stay tuned to our Instagram page and also the community section here on YouTube. We're going to announce it. And yes, you guys should just get ready. It's going to be fun. We're going to pop champagne. And maybe during the live, we're going to slaughter the red goat
and the pink cow.
We're going to go ahead with today's conversation. And if you're new here, what we usually do on the podcast channel is that we address a truth or tale for the day, and then we share our opinion on that, and we expect you guys to also share your opinion in the comment section as well. Just have a good, interesting conversation together. Yes, exactly. So today we're going to start with the truth or the tales. I think today we're going to be addressing some of your questions as the truth. So Victoria, give it to us. Fill us in. What do we have today?
All right, guys. Thank you guys again for 1K subscribers. We are so grateful to you guys. So today, like Yemi said, we'll be addressing a question that one of you sent to our DMs. First of all, we apologize. It's been a while since this message was sent earlier in the year, but we've been off and we've not really had time to record. But we'll be addressing it anyways, and hopefully if there's any other person out there that needs answer to these questions, you'll have that. Okay, so without wasting much time, the person said, I won't be mentioning her name, but she's a lady, and she said, "Hi ma'am, how are you? I always enjoy watching your video with Sisi Yemi. Sisi Yemi, they say we should greet you."
That's a brand name. But that's not my brand name. Please.
No, she says Sisi Yemi, Sisi Yemi.
Okay,
I want
sis.
Sisi Yemi
Okay.
now. Yours is Sisi Yemi. I mean Sisi Yemi.
Thank you.
She said, I am a huge fan of yours, of ours, and then and how you conduct yourselves. I have a truth that I need an insight from adults or more people. So she needs an insight from us and also from you guys. She said, I am one friend who is there emotionally and in any other way. I had a close friend, so to say, but we became closer after one day when we were talking or we were having a conversation, and she happened to mention that she is pregnant or she was pregnant. I was shocked. But from that moment, I became like a second mom to the baby. Time passed as she was almost close to giving birth, and as I was about to travel, but plans changed, and I could not be there. Truth is, I was one of the few, if not top 2 people that really supported her. I did not get her much, but I got her more than what I could with the little money I had. The child was born, and I could sense that, let me go to the next page. I could sense that she was, protective, I could sense a protective side to her. As someone who was with her throughout the journey of pregnancy, I would expect certain gestures. For example, I had to ask for the baby's name, which in fact I was not told. The other one we had sort of Googled. We have sort of Googled the same name, but I did not just want to assume. Okay, well, I'll beg for just a picture, just regular pictures, baby changes or babies change all the time.
Yeah.
Is it that people don't just trust people with their kids' life? I have another situation with 2 of my other friends again. One gave birth in December, and as someone who would often be around me, when she would visit her boyfriend without her parents knowing, I would expect at least, hey sis, here is the baby's picture. But attitude changed, and I keep asking for pictures. Is it that I am attached to people's babies?
Okay.
Or I am just human to feel that type of way? So basically, she started the story by talking about one of her friends who, she was pretty close to, and then she got to find out that she was pregnant. I don't know if the person is married, but she said she was shocked. So probably she's not married. And the other person too, she said is her boyfriend's place. So definitely they are not married, okay? So she happens to have a lot of unmarried friends that were getting pregnant. And this particular one, she was quite close to them. I think that the very first one, they are not in the same state or the same city or something, because she said she wanted to travel to meet her when she wanted to give birth, but she couldn't make it, right? So basically she's saying that they were close, she was there for her, she gave her money, gave her things, the little that she could afford and all of that.
Yeah.
And then after the baby is born, it's like there's a distance between them. She has to ask for baby picture, ask for the name of the child and all of those things, even though she was expecting that it should automatically be, provided to her. And apparently she has the same issue with another of her friend who also had a baby. And, the same issue is happening. And she's asking is it that she's attached to people's babies or she's just being human and she just wants to know. I remember when I read this, I was like, you know what? This is not something I can address by myself. Let us bring it here, since that's what she wanted anyways, and let us talk about it, because first of all, I'm not a mom yet, and I don't want to assume that this is the way people get when they give birth, even though I know a lot of people who have given birth, and I have opinions about this, but I want us to start from you, Yemi, since you are a mom, to 2 boys, two awesome, sweet, loving, unique boys. And I also know that, I know our very first video we're talking about early marriage. By the way, if you guys, a lot of people actually went to watch that video on my channel.
I'm telling you,
the other part is on Yemi's channel
even
too.
the ones on my channel, I saw some comments on it, like they're coming from the podcast, coming from your channel. People did watch
I know
it.
So I know when we shot that video, we talked a lot about some of the changes that happens, especially when you get married quickly or earlier than many of your friends. And one of the things we spoke about in that video is, there's really distance between your friends. They don't understand the person you are, and that is even marriage. But when you become a mother, it's a different thing. Like, you're responsible for somebody's life. A lot of things change about you yourself, because me and my friends were talking yesterday about, we're talking about somebody that we had not checked up on since we left school, and so one of us was asking that, do you think she'll be upset? And I'm like, if you see, people, there's so much going on in this life that sometimes you're not even thinking of yourself, right? But anyways, but that's just one of the things that marriage does. Marriage affects your friend, but I wonder if it's the same with, with childbirth, So I just want you to give us your insight. Did you ever experience something like that? Was there any distance between you and your friends after you gave birth? And what do you think, is the cause of it?
This situation is actually very interesting because just like you said, when you have new people in your life that you're committed to, there's just going to be a bit of strain on your friendship. It doesn't mean that you're not committed to those friends. It's just that priority, ranking, priorities will change. And then if you used to give somebody, if you only had this person in your life before, you would give that person 100% attention. Now you have more people that are leaning on you, you're responsible for. So you cannot give your friend 100% as you used to before. It could be maybe 70 now, it could be 60. It depends on, your stage in life. But I would say generally that from my own experience, that when you have a child, when you have kids, honestly, it changes a lot of things. It changes how protective you are. It changes a lot of things. It changes how you relate with your friends. Luckily for me, when I was, like I said, even in that video, that I was like the first to get married amongst my friends, and because of that, I was also the first to have a child amongst all of us. But the thing is, because I was the first to have a child, all of them kind of came around. Like, I remember my baby's baby shower. It was even a surprise baby shower. They organized it like, we're going to have a baby amongst us. Like, they organized, it was a surprise. It was so fun. And ever since then, they're always like, how is she doing? Even after I put to bed, they came around. They like everything. They were just, because it's like the first time we are seeing a baby amongst us, and one of us having a child. So they were always around. Like, some of them were not even living in the same place as I was. So whenever they are around, they will come to my house to just like check up on me and all of that. And I do not remember them really asking me for pictures of the baby and wanting to be present, like wanted to see the milestone, wanted to see all of that. Although while I was pregnant, they were really asking me that, have you checked the sex of the baby? Do you know the sex of the baby? We want to know, to know, and all of that, which is not common in Nigeria, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, it's not really common for people to share that much. But we were already friends, and we kind of knew we already know our limitation, we knew our boundaries, we knew all of those things. So that it is okay to ask this person. Like, amongst ourselves, there was another person that had a baby, like was pregnant. None of us asked, have you checked the sex of the baby? Because we already know her and how she would react to that. But so they were kind of like very excited about the whole process. And I don't remember anybody asking me for pictures, like updates and all of that, because my own dynamic was different, because I'm married, but this person's friend is not married. So maybe she felt like, okay, we are in this together, we started this together, and like, we need to keep each other updated.
And she said, she was like the second mom.
Yes, so, exactly.
She did consider herself highly in that relationship.
Yes. So she felt like invested in the whole journey, and she expected, okay, you update me. And like focusing on the mother's perspective now. Like, if I'm going to share from the ladies, that's the baby mama now. If I'm going to talk from her own perspective, I think that you get protective of your child the moment you have the child, because the journey itself, especially for her, the way she even had a child, I don't think she had enough support around. I'm not really sure, but if you don't have that much support, you look at that child and you're like so protected. Like, there's just this, I don't know, this way you feel about that child, like there's a need to protect. There's a kind of attachment, that you want to protect that child. Plus, another thing is that the lady is also going through a phase, like a time with a newborn. That phase, the first 2-3 months for some people, the first 1 month, 2 months, 3 months for some people can be very, very stressful. It can be very, very stressful, especially if you don't have enough support again. So she's not even thinking of updating anybody at that time. She's not thinking of calling. She's thinking of how to get through the day, like how to just get enough rest, because she's not even sleeping enough. Like, I can say that she's not sleeping enough for the first 2 months.
Especially if she's not having help.
Yes. Yes, that's that. Like, she's not even thinking of you that has been there with her through the journey, because no matter how much you've been supportive through the journey, you are not in a situation. You are not the one that just put to bed. Like, labor is hard, delivery is hard. Now having to do all of that, and you see your baby, you think that you're going to now rest. No, you now get to do the work again, like sleepless nights, all the everything. If you're not lactating properly, you'll be feeling guilty that, oh, your baby is feeding on formula and not your breast milk. That there's a lot of emotional things that are involved in the whole process. So from our own perspective, from the mother's perspective, I think that she just did not, like, she's probably overwhelmed, and she's probably very tired to even update anybody. So yeah, in her defense, like, I think that it does happen that you get very protective of the child. So yes, let me just say it on the general before I go into answering our question in it. But I think
you see,
generally that you can be very protective of your child when you just give birth. So for me, in my own case, I was in that space as well. I was very protective of the child, but a lot of people around me reached out. They were the one coming to check up. If they want the pictures, they were the one coming to take the pictures. They were the one coming to do it, because me at the time, except the ones I post on Instagram or on my WhatsApp or anything that somebody, but like specifically sending some people pictures, no, I wasn't doing that. So yes, that's just it.
Yeah, I can almost relate to what you said and the lady situation, because I'm a person that I love children a lot. When someone around me is having a child, like, I am always there, okay? So I've had a couple of times when, friends of mine that, were close. Some were not really all that close, but, I can remember one specifically that, there was a time there was financial challenges and all of that, and I was literally, like, I was there. Let's just leave it that way. I was there. But, after the child came, there was just a little bit of disconnect and all of that. And to me, I was not angry. I was not even upset. I didn't get the baby's picture or whatever. I didn't know when she even put to bed. Like, I heard later, or she told me later, you understand, all of that. And I was just happy for her, to be honest, because you need to cut mothers, especially newly mothers. You need to cut them some slacks, okay? Yes. It's like Yemi has said, and I don't want to repeat everything you've said. It's a very tough process, and you don't even know what is the circumstance of the birth. Yes. When my sister gave birth to her child, right, for instance, it was a very tough time, okay? None of her friends knew what happened. I think I told you now everything that happened with the baby, how the baby had to go through multiple surgeries and all of that. A lot of her friends did not know. A lot of so-called close friends, they don't know, because they chose to keep it, quiet among them. So
of course,
imagine
you
the stress. She just gave birth.
You don't want to announce all that.
Exactly, and there's the African factor too that we need to also look at. It's not Africans, especially when it comes to newborn, pregnancy, secrecy is like a culture here. You understand? Because you believe somebody is doing, you don't know who is doing who. Do you understand that?
Even when you share, even when you share, you want to share.
Yes, no.
After the whole thing is done, nobody wants to share while you are going
through it. Whilst you are going through it. Yeah. So during that process, some of our friends, they were just a very few of our close circles that knew what was happening, right? But majority of our friends didn't know. So if there's someone who was, seemingly there, you understand, and all of that, and at that moment, she and her husband chose to keep it private, but she just gave birth. Immediately you gave birth, the doctors are telling you that this thing might happen to your child. Your child needs to go through surgery. Are you even thinking of pictures? Even we that were the siblings gone, we're not asking for. It was when my mom was there. So my mom will always take pictures to update us, because I was out of the country. My brother was out of the country. It was just her and my mom. So my mom, we wanted to know what's happening, right? So she would, my mom, but I wouldn't even call her. I didn't call her for a while. If she doesn't reach out, I would reach out to say, hey, how are you doing and stuff. But I understood that she needed her space, and we need to give new moms, we need to give them, cut them some slacks. They are going through a lot. You don't know what's happening with her. You don't know what's happening with the baby and all of that, even if you think you know. And now, so let us do that, Fred. I don't want to go over everything Yemi has said. So everything Yemi said, I agree. However, right, now let me play the devil's advocate here. The lady said, she was close to her and all of that. There are some things that would happen to me that there are certain friends that would never know. But there are some friends that, no matter how bad it is. I was telling my sister, with everything she was going through, there were 1-2 people that knew what was happening, okay? So to me, I feel like it's either you are over hyping your role in her life, or the way she placed you in her life. We talked about this when we're addressing friendship situation, that sometimes it's not where you place people in your life that they place you in their life, okay? And this is aside of the fact that she just gave birth. A lot of things is going through her mind. We've already established that, okay? That it could be that, okay? But sometimes it could also just be that, because I'm just assuming now that the lady is seeing other friends of hers, right, posting the baby's picture, or she noticed that other friends of the lady know certain things that she has been there for the lady does not know. Now that is where a problem is. If there's a situation like that where everybody knows, every other of your friends are having information, but you are not having, it's more or less like you have been cut off while some other people have been close. Number one, it could just be that those people are dead. Remember, you're not there physically. When she's a mom, she's thinking of her child. Sometimes she's not even thinking of, it's the people that are around that most times new moms would most likely think of. And even naturally as humans, it's the people that are around you that your mind will go to first, okay? So just like you said people would come to you, right? And then they would take pictures of the baby, they would do this, they come to do those things by themselves. You understand that? But if you're not there physically, it is tough for me to take care of a baby and be thinking of a friend that is miles away whilst trying to figure out my life, where my life is going, where this baby's life is going. Do you understand all of that? So again, it could be a lot of things, but I would just say that, it happens to in marriage and I know it happened to me. Thankfully, I just have some friends that I always say in my life, if my friends are just very resilient, like no matter how much I try to push them, it will left to me now, I won't have friends. Because I always say making friends is not a problem. That's why I don't make friends, okay? Making friends is not a problem for me. Maintaining friendship is always a problem. I just happen to have people that whether you call, they will call. If you don't call, they will call. If you understand. So you understand. So that's how come most of our friendship is just, like that. You understand? So but that is just a person that I am. Like, calling is a problem for me. So that might be the lady's situation. When she was pregnant, maybe she needed you. She needed your assistance. She needed what she could give to her when she was pregnant. But now that she has given birth, she probably doesn't need you in that capacity. Or she doesn't feel like you can help her in the capacity that she is now. So I don't know. I think it just boils down to having a conversation. But what do you think about that?
I also think that, there are times that, I'm trying to lean more on the mothers, the friend that gave birth, because I know how these things can be. And I've had an experience with that, because there was a time when it was even with my second child, with Noah. So, and that one, there was no help. It was just me and my husband and a few people. It was in China, and a few people that were around. And even at the time, we were living far away from where a lot of people were living. So there was even a woman that used to come very early in the morning. Like, I really appreciate that lady. She would come very early in the morning to come and help me press my belly, come and help me to massage my body, come and help me to do that. And I understood that she was doing a lot. So there were days that I would tell her not to come today, that I can handle it myself, because I felt like this lady is doing too much. And she has her family back at home. She has her own family back at home. She didn't come with her family. And I felt like, am I not asking too much of this lady? And there'll be times I would say, no, don't come. And she'll be like, no, that she's coming. No, that this my belly must go down. This one, like, she was, she was constantly being like trying to say, I want to help you. So there were times that people will be like, okay, let me come. Do you need this? I'll be like, no, because I felt like I'm going to overburden these people, even though I knew I needed help. So at the time, I didn't want to stress people out. That was what my own thought. Even though I'm stressed, but I didn't want to stress a lot of people out. So if you come and offer help, fine. But I wouldn't really want people to come and, like, I don't know. I was just like, okay. So I feel like sometimes it can be that way. I don't know the kind of person the baby mama is as well. Sorry that I'm using baby mama, but that's just how I can differentiate between the two of them. I feel like she may feel like, that she was there throughout the pregnancy. She was sending money. She was helping her. She may feel like, okay, now that she may be stressed out and feel like, okay, now that I'm, at least let me call this lady some slack. It may be. That's one way that I want to look at it based on my own experience as well. It may be that she was like, okay, let me call this lady some slack. She's not even present. Why would I be bothering her with things when she's not here? And there are some people that are present. You will just be like, okay, let me, just reach out to these people because they are here and can help. And another thing could also be from the mother's perspective, could be that she's not just seeing what you're seeing, because there was another, it may be just with too much expectations from the mother. I remember there was a friend that we were kind of close, but when I put to bed, I couldn't just be there the way she wanted me to be there. And I was discussing with another friend, one of my friends, and our conversation just led to that. And I was just like, okay, for example, and I gave that situation as an example. And she was like, oh, am I sure that I'm doing my best? Am I sure that I'm not hiding under the guys that I just gave birth? Am I sure that I'm actually doing my best for that my friend who needs me as well? And I'm not telling
I'm not
telling that, no, you can't understand what I'm saying, that I need myself to be 100% here. I just had a baby. I have another one that is here, and it's just me, my husband, and these 2 children that I handle everything. I'm not thinking of how to be diplomatic to you. I'm not thinking of how to, but I'm thinking of how I want to be sane. I want to be, at rest. I'm not thinking of your own feelings. I'm thinking of my own feelings first. So it's okay for me to be selfish at that time because I'm going through a lot. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, like managing expectations as well, just like you said, that we should be cutting them some slack. I think that this other lady has a lot of expectations. Like she has high expectations from the friend. When you have, it's a case of when you have 80% expectations and 20% awareness of what that person is going through. That's like the picture of what's this. So when you're aware, like, and I know that she can feel hot, which I understand because I don't want to say she has never had a baby before. But the thing is that it's just so different. Like I remember when a friend of mine put to bed and I went there to see them. I knew what she was going through because I've been there myself, not having help. And at first child, I went there and I offered help. Like I wasn't even there I didn't go there to come and be gisting or to come and be. I went there to offer help because I have been there and I know exactly what she was going through. And she just opened up to me and she was like, oh, thank you so much. Like this and that and this like that. And she was like, and I now said to her that I know exactly what you're going through because when I was in your shoes, people would come and be expecting to be gisting with me, and I was tired. I just wanted to come and greet me and go. I really wanted to rest. I really wanted to just do this thing, So I think that we always have high expectations, and even aside from even this baby situation, even with friendship and generally in our relationship, we always have more of expectations than being aware of what that person is going through, that person's personality, that person's situation. That's just the case. And I'm not trying to bash the friend here. I'm not trying to say that, okay, your feelings are not valid. Your feelings are valid, but I'm just trying to say that maybe you should suspend your feelings for now and allow that person's selfishness to go to a point where there's no way she can be that selfish when the child is like 4 months and she's already getting herself together. She'll just be like, there'll be a day she'll remember that, this friend that was even sending me that she was sending me, she'll be like, how far there? When she now reaches out to you, maybe 2 or 3 times later, you just be like, but shame, like you offended me during that period, or how will you do this? And whatever happens from there, that's when you can now take it up as, however she responds, that's when you can now take it up as, an offense or whatever you want to take. That's the time I can say, okay, at least you expressed yourself to her, you communicated, and then she didn't take it well. But at this period, and she also mentioned that it has even happened repeatedly with other friends, like they're always protective of their babies. It's not like they're deliberately intending to hurt you.
It's just an instinct.
It's just those things that happen. It's just, things that happen that you cannot control yourself. Nobody set out to be bad to their friend that has been supportive, except maybe they've already told her. That's another thing. Maybe they told her when she gave birth that don't let people touch your baby. I said they specifically told her that. That could be another thing. Except that, but I don't think there's anybody that genuinely wants to hurt somebody that was there for them, especially because this is a baby mama situation. You were the only support. Nobody will. I don't think so. That's just what I think.
I know. Yeah. I agree with you, and it just made me remember, my sister's journey and all of that. And when my sister was pregnant, right, there was this other lady who was also pregnant with her, so they would go to the market together. So they were due around the same period, but unfortunately, the other lady lost her child. You understand? And then when my sister put to bed, even my mom, my mom was like, she kept saying that this lady, will she rest, with everything she's been through and all of that, but throughout everything my sister was going through, she was there for her. She would, she was always there to help. She was always there she had a job, she had a family and everything, but she was always there till now. I'm telling you, like the way she's literally the second mom to my sister's child. Do you understand? And that period, you know, there were times that my sister too felt like, oh, you know, maybe she needs to rest or something. But when my sister is overwhelmed, it's like she just knew it. You know, she would always be around and all of that. So that just made me to realize that, no, trying to understand this person, because me too, also being a person that loves babies, and I don't know what stage of life this lady also is at, you know. For instance, that lady now, the lady I'm talking about, you know, that could just be her way of healing, a way of just doing something, you understand, to be able to get her mind off what she was going through and all of that. Because some people would have turned into bitterness, because you understand, you where I was, you got your baby, I did it, and then you know, but she just, you know, and she was constantly there for her. Like, there was no time, no day I will call my sister that this lady was not beside her. No, every hospital visit, you understand what I'm saying? So again, this lady was not my sister's best friend. Do you understand? They just happened to be close because of that circumstance and all of that. You know, they moved to the same place. They got to know. Proximity, that's what I'm trying to say. When someone is there for you in that period that, you know, you just had the child, a lot of things is happening in your head, emotionally, hormones are still there and there, a lot of things happening to you. It is the people around that you kind of focus on, and every other person, your best friend that is living in another state, living in another country and all of that, they might not necessarily come to your mind at that moment. So it comes again to say, just cut her some slacks, okay? Sometimes it's just a lot is going on in the head of a new mom, right? And that's why it's not just this lady. Thankfully, you also cited 2 other of your friends who had done the same thing. So just for you to know that it's not about you, it's not about a particular friend, it's just a phase that motherhood go through. And just like Yemi said, a time will come when she herself will reach out. This lady I was telling that, you know, I was there for her during pregnancy and all of that. She would want, it got to a point that she was sending me pictures of babies. My phone was now full of babies that does not belong to me. Do you understand? So she will always tell me, she'll say, oh, he just did this, the baby just did, and you understand. So she just got to that place where she was now in a comfortable mental space, and then, you know, she reached out to me. And again, you know, I could give as much as I could, you understand? So just don't take things to heart. That's my advice. Just, you know, don't take things too much to heart. Just understand her situation, and, you know, it is what it is, you know, eventually, okay? And if for anything, maybe someone told her something about you, maybe they said it is you that is doing her or whatever and everything, you've done your best, you've done what you need to do. If you reach out and she's not reaching out back, allow her. Number one, it could be what she's going through. When she settles, she will reach out back. Number two, if she just felt like, you know, she doesn't want the friendship anymore, then don't force it. You don't want to be friends with someone that does not want to be friends with you, especially when you know that you've done so much for the person. So I think that's it for me. So all right, guys, so I think we have, just like Emi said, we've done justice to the question. We've answered that. Let us know what you think about this particular one, but let's move on to the next one quickly. So another person sent us her own story, and we want to try to merge it in one video. If we can't, then this is going to be another video. So if it's another video, you are very welcome. You are highly welcome, okay? All right, Emi, so so tell us what's the next.